Our most loved ones, kids, hooked on technology and disconnected from nature. And we, as parents, try to encourage them to go outside, explore and play, and teach them history. Yet, it seems hopeless at times. Nokta Macro. Introducing the world's first waterproof kids detector series. Mini and Mini Horde. Easy to use. Lightweight and compact. Find, discriminate, and pinpoint. Just like an adult's detector. Share your hobby with your kids to build great family memories. Let your kids discover a world full of adventure, experience and excitement of discovery right outside their door. Mini and Mini Horde, world's first waterproof kids detector series for the young treasure hunters of the future.
Patience, you know. I mean, it's the name of the game. You've got to take the rough with the smooth, as my dad used to say. You know, there's no half measures really in this game. You've got to be in it for the long haul. Yep, that's a good signal. That's it. Contact. First find of the day. See what we've got. It's amazing actually what you can find. I haven't found anything particularly special in this area as yet, but you know, I've found things before, like I found an artificial hip. I believe it was manufactured in the 70s, not long ago, and like false teeth, that sort of thing. You know, just got to be careful when you dig. You don't want to break it, whatever it is. So dig around it. I found an unexploded bomb once on a beach, a 200-pounder German bomb. Police came out to shut the whole beach off for a day. It was brilliant. Nothing real. Right, so that's oh right, that's just a bit of junk, you know.
Good evening and welcome to Thursday's Big Detecting Show. Hope you're all very well this week. Sadly, I'm flying solo this week. My wingman, Mr. Gaylor, sadly had a death in the family yesterday and unfortunately, for obvious reasons, won't be joining others this evening. But we are joined by tonight's guest, Mr. Jason Massey from the Detecting for Veterans CIC. Am I correct in saying that, Jason?
You are correct. Good evening, all.
Woohoo! Look at me getting something right. It never happens. You watch the show, you know it never happens. Jason, we obviously got to introduce you shortly, have a chat and whatnot. But first of all, we get all the the parish notices out the way and such like, and have a look at the news this week. So I'm going to share the screen with Mr. Higgins, and we'll get onto that straight away. Watch this. Dead good, this. Dead mad. Oh, there it is. And I'm not ready. Where are we going? First of all, this week, we discussed about how we'd put Mr. Addicted to Bleeps, Chris Rogers, in communication with the Telegraph. And there's the link, and I'll share this later on. And there's the article about Chris Rogers and his metal detecting and such like. So a great bit of communication there by Mr. Higgins and Nigel Richardson from the Telegraph set that up. So looking good. Where are we next? I just closed the wrong one anyway. We had a fantastic article sent to us last week by a chap called Kevin Casey, and it's a fresh perspective on the Battle of Hastings in 1066. He lives down there in that Hastings way, and it's a marvellous article discussing archaeological evidence and reviewing the Bayeux Tapestry and such like as to where he thinks things actually took place. And I believe there's going to be some archaeological study done in the area where he raises down there in that Hastings way. So if you are interested in that, please have a look on the website. And as you'll see by the website, it's looking all new and groovy. There's been some absolutely massive things going on behind the scenes. We've got something mega to announce in the coming weeks. But for the time being, if you are on your mobile phone and you pull up the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine, it will take you to the homepage as such. And in your search bar at the top on your mobile phone, at the top right-hand side, you'll see these three little dots. And if you click on that, it won't say it on here, obviously, but it'll say Save to Home Screen. And basically, you can open that as an app. So you'll be able to scroll through at your own devices, at your leisure, whenever you want. And the site is looking a lot sexier than it has ever done. Still changes going on, still more to be added. As you'll see, for instance, on this one we've done today for Spirit Coins, on the right-hand side, you can do an automatic share, which we haven't had in the past. We didn't have available via the thing, but we do now. So that's that. Weekly news and review. Here we go. Virtual detectable. There's the new video on there, so you can have a look at that straight away. Check these out, Jason. Aren't they fantastic?
They look great, don't they?
Rare Roman artifacts found in a Rydale field up in York by James Spark and Mark Didlick. And you can obviously click on to continue reading about these fantastic looking Roman finds. Next up was an article called Here's Why You Might Have Roman Treasure Buried in Your Back Garden in Glasgow. And it's a lot of things. It's not just about Roman coins. Also tells you about numerous things that have been found locally over the years. Again, click on. Treasure of 1,000-year-old coins found in Kirkby Stephen. Now, I've got absolutely no idea where Kirkby Stephen is. It's one of them peculiar names that I've not come across before. I've heard of Kirby, but I haven't heard of Kirkby Stephen. And it's a hoard of Anglo-Saxon coins which was discovered by this metal detectorist, whose name will be in the article. I haven't gone that far. Doing his metal detecting survey in one of the trenches on an archaeological investigation, he found a small hammered coin was recovered. So there you go. Crack on and you'll find that. Now, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, we had Nathan Matthews on the show from Rhode Island Relics in the US of A. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way. And Nathan, this is an article about him and basically how he suffers from progressive multiple sclerosis. Now, he's fought back to run Rhode Island Relics, to go metal detecting, and to run his Pound the Ground events. So, again, you'll be able to learn more there. Buy a metal detector. Rishi Sunak's money advice for 2021. Sadly, it's on the Daily Mashup, so... Oswestry Field gives a metal detectors to 1 in a million find. And that was a Victorian locket with a photo inside. And they've been able to track the lady. In fact, we played the video on this on last week's show. A medieval warrior found buried with his sword and knives at the bottom of a lake, hidden under mud for 500 years. And that's in Lithuania. So again, just click on the link and put all these together so it's easier just to pop on there and read at your own leisure. And the news that's just popped up this evening was a significant find after a robot probed treasure tunnel in hunt for lost World War II gold. Now, there must be a new season coming out because when you see it, the images give you the indication that they've actually found gold. But when you read through the article, sadly, it's just the military knife that was found. Well, not so much sadly. Sadly, it's not gold, but sadly, it doesn't matter. It's a military knife. It's fantastic, which they found in the correct era and in a tunnel with work markings on the walls via a robot camera. So, again, you'll be able to find all that information, plus lots and lots of other new articles and copious amounts due over the next week or two because we've been very, very busy sorting it all out while I've been off work. And I think that's it for news. Let me just have a look at my paperwork and pull that one that I closed before. And my paperwork says it's Black Friday tomorrow. There'll be lots of metal detecting deals on the table. One I had last week off LP when I had something delivered. Lots of different specials that they've got on with Simplex with a pulse drive pointer free, Cruiser with lots of nice things, an Amphibio with lots of nice things, a Vanquish, you'll get a Profind free with that, as you will the next Vanquish and the Equinox 600 free wireless headphones. So lots of specials, not just on LP, but all over the place, I'm sure. Today, it was announced that we were coming out of lockdown next week and they were imposing tier systems. Now, we don't know what that indicates for us all, but currently, we would suggest that in tier 2, it would be your 6 people. In tier 1, it would be your potential to run group events, and in tier 3, the likelihood that it will be a little bit tighter, but I'm sure the DCMS will come out with They've got it right. DCMS will come out with lots of information next week. Don't forget it's virtual detectable in 2 weeks. Have a look on the Diggers Dips or Detectable website for that. And merch. Look at this, babies, that come today. Mint hat, mint t-shirt. I've got merch. How happy am I? Anyway, let's say hello to a few people in the room. So we've got Nick Weston, Metal Detecting War Relics, last week's guest. Will Helmsley, Scott Holden of Detector Network, Metal Nick Detecting, Darren Booth, History Unearthed. Look at me, I'm learning all these people's names without having to think now. That lovely chap, Kevin Whitmore of Mass Detect, Tom Trussell, Doodle's Gone Digging, Nicola Roberts. Scrolling down quick, Tidy Treasure Hunter, that'll be that Pelican type chap. Will Way, Rick Hill, Rod West, Dave Moss, Pomsey Metal Detecting, Paul Bancroft, George Kinsey, Sam Smith, Lloyd Sims, Dominic Tomczyk, Phil Frag Hill, John Clayton, George Kinsey. I even seen somebody say that Kirby Stevens, a market town in Cumbria. Didn't know that. Near Penrith. Should know that. I spent a lot of time in Penrith. Graham Dempsey of Composite Pencil Company, Philip Wills. There was somebody I saw before, and it said they were in Virginia, and now I can't find them. But hello to the person in Virginia anyway, who I can't find. Anyway, enough about me. Let's speak to Jason Massey. Hello, Jason.
Good evening.
It's been a while coming.
It has, mate. Isn't it?
We've had numerous cancellations in the past for whatever reasons have occurred in the world, but we've got you tonight finally.
Been busy. Busy.
I can understand that. So, for the benefit of those who don't know who you are and don't know about the Veterans Organisation, can you give us a brief, give us as much as an introduction as you want?
Yeah, can do, mate. So in 2015, I started metal detecting. Scrolling through some of the great groups on Facebook, noticed a lot of armed forces veterans just out metal detecting. I thought, let's get this all together, have a bit of military banter, and see where it goes from there. So in 2017, I changed my group name to Detecting for Veterans. Then I had this bright idea in the summer of 2017 to raise money for two charities I support. That's the Veterans Charity and Talking to Minds. Why don't we hold some digs? And 2017, we had our first one-day dig in outside of Ilminster. We raised £3,500 on one Sunday, and since then it's just gone absolutely mad. Now we've got 5,200 members. We had our first weekend rally last year in Lincolnshire, which was a great success. And obviously this year, I got made furloughed within 9 weeks of lockdown. Then I thought, what can I do? Then I thought, right, let's change the group into a CIC, which is a community interest company. So what that means is we support the community who we want to support, i.e. armed forces veterans. So every year, at the end of the tax year, whatever profit we've made after all of our outgoings have been paid, that will go straight to the charities we support. But in the meantime, before we changed it to CIC, we've raised £14,000 for the two charities already. But hopefully next year we're going to triple that, or even more than that. We've got a lot of plans for next year. And so our plan is to help armed forces veterans who suffer from PTSD or from other mental health, problems serving in the army or Air Force or the Navy to get into metal detecting. Because we've done a paper with a research company in Norway whose armed forces veterans over there use metal detecting for PTSD, and it came out, metal detecting is a therapy for mental health, as we all know. You don't have to be in the forces to have mental health. We've got people on our group of police officers, paramedics, nurses, civilians, and they all use metal detecting for the same kind of reasons. So yeah, it's since last summer it's gone mad, and obviously we had our summer rally, thank God, in September this year, which we just squeezed in with the skin of our teeth.
And that went well. That was Arlington, was it? Is that right, or Adlington?
Ancaster, mate.
Ancaster. I got the A right. Probably an R as well somewhere.
Yeah, that was in Ancaster in Lincolnshire, and it was like, we had just shy of 300 people, COVID secure. It was an amazing weekend. Some of the finds what came up, which were, you will see in the treasure hunting magazine, because they've done 5-page write-up on it in December. So that's going to be a great article. But some of the finds on there were
we've
rare.
Got one or two to have a look at a little bit later, haven't we, as well, that you sent over?
That's right, yeah. So there's some great finds. Yeah, it was a great weekend. Raised £3,000 on the raffles itself. Alan Brumstead's gift of his spade, that raised 1,000. I think it's 1,200. I think that raised, which is amazing just for a spade with, with an engraving on. But it was for a great charity.
And obviously you're ex-armed forces yourself. Yeah,
that's right. I joined up straight from school, 16. Left school in June, in the army in September. And I did just shy of 3 years, came out medical discharge, went to Berlin for a year on the drink. That's what we did in Germany, was on the drink. We were on standby for the first Gulf War, but it never happened. So we carried on drinking. Then came back to Bulford in Wiltshire, and then I got medical discharged.
And obviously, since you've been a part of metal detecting, did you say for about 5 years now?
Yeah, 5 years now. Yeah.
So what brought you into the hobby?
Time Team. I've always enjoyed watching Time Team. As I always did. I always wanted to get into archaeological dig, but I could never get way to find it and how to get on one. But I've seen an advert in the local Facebook group. This chap looking for land to go metal detecting. So I messaged him, and there's a local lad, Mark Turner. He's been on my group from day one. He said, "Come out with me." So I went out with him, and that was it. Just got hooked. And I got myself my first metal detector. Was a Eurotech Pro with the 11DD coil on it. A great machine, and found my first hammered with that as well. So it's a great machine. But yeah, the hobby's just great.
And obviously, we won't go into it, but I'm sure that you've come out of the army with, for reasons that metal detecting, when you mentioned, helps with mental health and stability and whatnot. And I take it it's helped you profoundly.
Yeah, I didn't suffer with anything when I come out. But a lot of lads nowadays who are coming out or who are out, yeah, they're suffering real bad with PTSD and other issues, and they need something to focus on. And as you know, once you get in that field and put your headphones on, there's no care in the world. And the good thing about metal detecting is once you find stuff, you can take it back home and research when you get home. So you're not going back to those four walls again.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about what's going on outside. You can research your finds, and you can go, right, I'm going to go and search this area of this field next time. So yeah, it's a carry on. It's a carry on hobby, even when you get home.
I was talking to someone this afternoon, and we touched on people coming out of the armed forces and how difficult it must be from having the set life, the regimented life, and then coming back onto what's termed as civvy street, and everything's totally different to what your norm. So metal detecting in a lot of cases, and obviously you'll know people, has replaced that regimented thing by, again, putting the mindset to good work.
Yeah, it is. When they don't teach you to learn, to come to live back into Civvy Street. When I came out in '92, we were the first batch of I think it was 10,000 of us. So what we got given was a resettlement fund to go and find a job, what you want to do in Civvy Street, and that was it. There was no talks or anything about housing or what you're entitled to. And I feel that's the same now. There's a lot of lads who end up on the street because they've got nowhere to go, and they don't get that information when they're in.
Mm. And obviously, people who are in that position, with yourself as the CIC, you'll be able to prompt them in a lot of ways. Your organisation.
Yeah, we came as CIC because I had a lot of charities contact me and said, "Look, can you take some chaps out metal detecting? You got to be insured, you got to have this." And I thought, right, the only way we can do this is become a CIC or a business. So that's what I've been doing through when I was furloughed. Got all the insurances in place. We're hoping to get some courses running for any lads who get pushed our way from outside of metal detecting, and we've just been donated 5, I think they're called XP 150s, from a chap. He bought them for a project, and that sadly hasn't worked out. So yeah, I think we've got £1,500 worth of machines coming in December for use for any veterans who come our way. But
Fantastic.
We also help people on our group as well. Mm-hmm. So we've just helped 2 veterans, both suffer with PTSD. One of them's had a full setup donated by us because he's been left on the sidelines. He wasn't diagnosed with PTSD in the forces. He couldn't get any help. We were going to send him away to PTSD retreat in Ibiza, but obviously COVID struck again, and they were suffering bad. And I said, right, you're into metal detecting. I've been speaking to you for a few months. This is what we're going to do. So we spent just shy of £800 on a full setup. Sent it to him, and he was absolutely gobsmacked. And he's out detecting now most days.
Brilliant. We've got Luke and I have got a good friend of the show in the magazine called Lance Goolsby. He's based over in Germany, an ex-American Army personnel. And we've got an article which is getting republished again over the next week. I can't remember what day it's for, but you'll see it pop up. And Lance talks quite openly about his struggles with PTSD himself and how metal detecting has, again, helped him combat the demons, as he says. It's I mean, and it's not just obviously people with PTSD, but there's people every day who've got a form of mental illness, people with depression, people with things like that, and just your normal run of the people that you wouldn't expect.
That's it. It's not just
it helps every single one of us in some way. It really, really does, and it's a travesty that we haven't been able to go out over the past 4 weeks and do what we like to do, and that's made us sit in a room thinking a little bit more.
Yeah, been going nuts, mate, in the last 4 weeks. I think everyone has. But
we've got someone new in the room I've not seen before. Metal detecting Serbia Sedulica. Good evening from to Serbia. That's a region that we haven't had visit before. Oh no, very nice.
Must be deeper Devon, I think.
Is that where you're from, Devon, Somerset way?
Somerset, yeah, Somerset, not Devon, mate. I've got 5 fingers, yeah, not 6.
Yeah, I'm not from Uttoxeter or Cheadle. Yeah, they'll be watching from work as well. Just upset off of JCB there. So, what machine are you currently using, Jace?
Equinox 800, mate.
And how did you find that?
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, once you've learned it, it's a great machine. Very great machine. It's it took me ages to work it out, and I thought I don't like this machine at all. Then one day it just clicked, and I went on the club dig with Southern Seekers UK, Sean McDonald's. I went down to Dorset, and I found 4 silvers within what 3.5 square meters where everyone else had been, because they were just iffy one-way signals.
Yeah,
and I thought, well, these are great signals to not dig, and yeah, they were just silvers, but the ground was so highly mineralized, it was just one way, it just wouldn't read. The other way, it was fine. It was good banging signal, and I thought, I might as well dig these. And it was just silver coins, 3 hammers, and a shilling.
And was setting up the charity easy?
The setting up the CIC, yeah, easy, mate. Yeah, you just go through company's house, choose what you want to do, fill in your paperwork, fill in why you want to do it, who you're targeting, what charities you're giving to. So everything I buy for the organisation, all of our equipment, that it stays with the organisation. So say, God forbid something happens to me or whatever, it stays with the organisation. So whoever I nominate to take over will have all of it. So it's a learning curve, but at the end of the day, the profits are going to charity who we've been supporting from day one, really. We've raised £14,000 for both of them so far. So it's £7,000 each.
I'm just going to do one of them looking in direct into the camera moments now. Adrian, I miss you. I can't do technology, mate. I can't talk about technology. I'm lost. Adrian, I miss you. You're important. And good evening to Nigel White as well. I have to say that. He said hello to both of us, but I have to say hello to Nigel because at Detectable last year, he created the saddle bone in my honour, which was the most fantastic food source ever. And he actually sold out. It was that good.
Nigel's been on nearly all of my digs.
Yeah,
Nigel's a great supporter. Yeah, he travels a long way from his house to our dig, so it's he's a great chap. No, Nigel is.
When his vehicle doesn't pop tyres.
When his vehicle doesn't break down or pop the tyre, yeah.
Richard Bird said, "I'll have you know, we've all got 10 fingers in Devon. They're all on one hand, but we've got 10."
Well, that's true, yeah, but he still can't count.
There's a question. I'm just scrolling through. We do have a question from somebody I spotted earlier, and I can't. There it is. Rick Hill. He asked Jason, Might be a daft question, but is the group open to civvies or is it forces, ex-forces only?
No, so at the moment, we've got over 1,000 armed forces veterans and serving personnel on the group, and the other 4,000 are all civvies. It's open to anyone. If you support our armed forces, you support our armed forces charities, you're more than welcome to come. Our digs are open to everyone, and civilians are big supporters of armed forces charities. So that's where our big money's, comes from, is the civilian supporters.
I'm just having to put my phone in a decent position because Luke's prompting me with questions as well. Luke's asking questions on my phone. So if I look away, it's because I'm looking at that. He asks, this is off Luke, it's impressive that you hold an event for 300 people. How difficult was it to follow the guidelines that were in place?
Oh, that was mad. That was so mad. We spent so much money on COVID equipment, signs, banners, hand sanitizers. It was difficult. And obviously, when I turned up, when we got there, the police were there, saying we were having a legal rave. But yeah, it was difficult. We had all our risk assessments in place. We had some amazing marshals directing everyone, and everyone came in one way and had to hand sanitize on, masks on. So yeah, it worked, but it was difficult. It was real difficult, and we pulled it off with the skin of our teeth.
Was it difficult to police the people who were actually in attendance, or did they self-police well?
No, they self-police well. We had to tell a few to keep their masks on, but it was great. Everyone listened to what we were trying to say. They queued up for the toilets 2 meters apart. In the marquee for the food, they had their own COVID operation going on, so everyone abide by that as well. So it was a great weekend, great success, but yeah, it was stressful. It was up to the day before, we didn't think we were going to pull it off.
I mean, we were due to come on over, and we were going to be publishing a magazine, obviously for it, but sadly, due to everything that's gone on with COVID, Luke's job has been. I've known him now for like 4 years, and I've never known Luke's job to be as difficult as it is currently. And that's saying something, considering the business he works with and the time of the year. So it's we went all mad that side, and obviously myself being off work at the moment for the past 4 weeks, being clinically extremely vulnerable, and then potentially, because we're in tier 3, not being able to go back next week. It's been one of them years. Wife being a manager of a nursing home, you're not going near anybody with any potential risk. So
no.
I got grounded basically.
But
we've obviously promoted all the events for you in the past, and we would both like to be in attendance in the future at one of your major events. Obviously, to meet yourself, meet the people, talk to the people who are having the experience of metal detecting, who are veterans, and it'll be a great experience, I'm sure.
Yeah, our next weekend rally is next September in Sleaford. So that's going to be a cracking
Sleaford,
one.
I've heard of that. Is that Lincolnshire?
Yeah, that's Lincolnshire again, mate. That's down to my great friend and admin Jay Price. He's got us over 12,500 acres in Lincolnshire to hold digs on. So fantastic. If it wasn't down to him, we wouldn't have any weekend rallies. But no, it's a great piece of land. I'm going there December time to do another recce. But yeah, it's a special piece of land, this one.
Yeah. Got some more questions from Luke. He says, how many members are there? He says about 5,000 who were on the...
It's just coming up to 5,200 now.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And he says, where's that gone? There was a definite question there. It's gone now. There it is. No, it's gone. No, that was actually, it's on here. That's why I've missed it. It was somebody else who'd asked the question. It was Phil Frag Hill. How much have you actually raised via Detecting for Veterans, approximately?
14,000. It's gone straight to the charity.
Yeah, fantastic.
Since we started in 2017. And since 2017, we haven't even done, I don't think we've done 10 digs at the moment altogether. But next year is going to be our hope for God, is going to be our big year of raising a lot of money. Yeah.
And this is what we've spoken about with Gary Cook and what we've spoken about with Mark Betcher, the amount of money that is being raised by organisations such as yourself and the Rodney Cook and Detective All 4, charities throughout the UK, where the media concentrates on the bad points. They're not picking up on these absolutely fantastic points.
No, we, it's a shame really, isn't it? It's a great hobby, great lot of people, and raising money as we do, it's a shame it doesn't get picked up.
And the digs themselves that you have put on in the past, obviously the big one was in Lincoln. Where else have you held your digs?
Because I'm based in Somerset, I've been doing around Somerset way.
Yeah.
Yesterday we just got the regional admins off the ground, so hopefully every region next year will have someone organising digs for the name of Detecting for Veterans. So we've got North Wales, South Wales covered. We've got the North East covered. We've got Lincolnshire covered. We've got someone in Kent. We've got one in Yorkshire. So hopefully next year there'll be digs with the name of Detecting for Veterans with regional admins all over the country.
And moving forward with the future of your events, how do you actually see them happening now? Will there be a big difference in your future events when we're actually allowed to do them properly, potentially?
I think we're just going to keep it the same as we are. You know, people come onto my digs. We're insured up to 500 people through my insurance, so they don't need their own insurance. So we're going to keep it up to like 500 people for weekend rallies. But like I said, we're going to try and get one dig on every week around the country.
And at least now when it comes to guidelines for safety and such, like, again, moving forward, you've done it, you know how it works, you're already in that position where you can carry on and do it exactly the same. And
we've got all the risk assessments still. That's all I carry that around with me now to show the landowners, you know, this is our risk assessments for COVID, this is our normal risk assessment, this is our search agreement. It's all in place now. I just need the government to turn around and say, look, you're a business, you run events, you're COVID secure, you know, hopefully we can carry on like we did before lockdown.
Luke's also messaged me. He's asked me to say, can you wish Stuart Fitzpatrick a get well soon from Luke, Kev, Niall and Ray and all of the Peaky Finders, and we can't wait to get him back on the fields. And also, in the chat room, I've got to say to Nick West, I hope that Mrs. West's all right, because she's not looking too dandy herself at the moment. He's put on the chat room, so hope that she's all right. Not the best of time for people to be ill, especially again when it comes to the mindset of other people not being able to do anything for them because we're not allowed to do anything. So, and we've also got to say hello. Somebody else I've never seen in the chat room before, Indiana Tones from New York City. Good evening, Indiana Tones. A pleasure to have you here. So what time is it? 39. Let me just refresh that page because I always forget. And we've got 5 minutes to go before the live Diggers Dips draw for this evening. I've won twice tonight on Diggers Dips. Look at me winning. I won first place and I won fourth place. And basically, I've got free entry into another draw. Pound to go. I'll put my pound on there. And there's my alarm to remind me that the prize draw is about to happen. So after, we'll continue having a bit of a chat for a moment. But after the break, what we'll do, Jace, we play some adverts. We come back. We'll have a brief look at the Welsh fines that have been sent in. There's another set of fines that were sent this evening, but I'm going to keep them because, in fact, I might bring one up. In fact, I'll bring one up of about 30 images that have been sent because the detail of the what's the word? The detail of mine's gone blank. The stuff that's etched on the material is absolutely mind-boggling, and nobody's actually sure what it is because it's only been dug up from a riverbank under a tree today. So nobody's seen this yet, and I'm sure. Well, he said I can use it because he'd like some advice on what it is. So we've got that to look at, and then we'll obviously look at your finds that you sent over. And then we'll chat a little bit more. And obviously, if you want to give any other information out that you want to, we've also got your new website to look at, and also the crowdfunding as well. So,
new website,
In fact, we'll jump onto that now, if you don't mind. Luke, can you share the screen? Dead professional here, Jace. Super professional. Look at that, straight up. So this is your new website. Welcome to the Detecting for Veterans. And I take it you'll have... Tell us what you've got on here, then.
So if you go into the menu at the top, it will bring up everything.
Shop, gallery, About Us, events.
Yeah, go on to About Us. And
About Us, let's go on there, yeah.
Gives you a briefing what we do and what we want to do. Obviously, there's a picture there from Lancaster, and we've got our merchandise up there for sale. We've got events going up there. We're just getting a payment gateway put through, so all our events now will be on the new website. Excellent. And the merchandise will be up for sale very soon. But we're going to have a lot of news in there as well. What's going on? What's happened?
Few images in the gallery as well.
Yeah. We're going to update that one. But the chap on the top left-hand corner, Sean, he's a ex-veteran, and he came to our summer dig last year, and he was using a metal detector in Afghanistan when he got blown up, and hobby metal detecting saved his life.
As we can see, he's got 2 prosthetic limbs.
Yeah, he was on the fields last year for 8-9 hours.
Wow.
Non-stop. Yeah.
Do you know, I had a friend I used to spend a lot of time with who had a singular prosthetic limb. And this, God, you're talking now, what year are we in? So we're talking 20 years. And I know that technology has changed and such like, but he couldn't stay on it very long. He was taking morphine capsules all the time. And he was, well, if we were anywhere that we didn't have to do anything, he'd take it off. And it was like basically, it was like a condom stretched over his leg from the prosthetic leg.
Legs, yeah.
So obviously stuff's changed dramatically, or now for him to be able to do that long, that's fantastic. And the rough terrain as well, given that the suspension must be fantastic on them.
Yeah, they're especially made for metal detecting, those ones were. Yeah, wow. Carbon fibre.
Awesome.
So they are springy when he's going across the prow, and yeah, he was out there for 8-9 hours. He absolutely loved it.
And that looks like a brooch or something he's got in his hand. And I bet you when he actually finds something like he's found his landmines. Obviously things went bad, but he's found things in the past using the metal detector in Afghanistan. But to take that and bring it over here to use a hobbyist metal detector to find Roman brooches, it must be it was absolute phenomenal.
It's like on the Ancaster dig, you know, people were just finding bucket lists of their first ever Roman coin, their first brooch, their first Celtic, and they're all just walking around with a massive smile on your face. And that's what it's all about. It's seeing people find stuff from thousands of years ago, and you know, it's on their wish list. But with Sean, he absolutely loves it. He comes every year now to our weekend digs as a guest with his girlfriend Amy. Brilliant couple, and they just go out detecting all day. Yeah. He's a special guy.
I'm going to have to interject. As you can see, I've changed the screen. Can we see the screen? It's the Diggers Dips draw. You can see that. Can you see that?
Right?
Brilliant. Right. Pick a number between 0 and 27.
16.
You're going 16. I'm going this one. I'm going for a low number. I'm going for number 5. And when it pops out, you get to announce the winner, if you will. Oh, it's going to be me. It's going to be number 5. And if it's Tony K, it's number 7. Lucky number 7. And there you go. Can you read that?
I can't see it from here, mate. I'm going to try.
Right, it's Deborah 27B. So congratulations to Deborah 27B. And
well done.
We'll pull away for now, and we will go into our commercial break.
Our most loved ones, kids, hooked on technology and disconnected from nature. And we, as parents, try to encourage them to go outside, explore and play, and teach them history. Yet, it seems hopeless at times. Nokta Macro. Introducing the world's first waterproof kids detector series. Mini and Midi Horde. Easy to use. Lightweight and compact. Find, discriminate, and pinpoint. Just like an adult's detector. Share your hobby with your kids to build great family memories. Let your kids discover a world full of adventure, experience and excitement of discovery right outside their door. Mini and Midi Horde, world's first waterproof kids detector series for the young treasure hunters of the future.
Next time, I mean, who knows? It's all right, isn't it? Obviously got the wind turbines there. I imagine one day a bit of one of them will break off and I'll probably find it on the beach. If I'm lucky. Could be worth something actually, I suppose. And the blades are made of carbon composite. Might not pick that up actually on the metal detector.
So it's a solitary pursuit, this?
Yeah, I mean, I quite enjoy the fact that it's a one-man, endeavour. Some of these other guys think it's sort of a team sport. Go out in little gangs, but I've always been a bit more of a lone wolf.
So you don't consider yourself as part of the wider beach detectorist community?
I wouldn't say so. No. I got here first. These guys have just turned up. Amateurs, really. I mean, all credit to them. I don't want to, I don't mean them any disrespect.
Welcome back, everybody. Nice to have you back. Hope you all had a nice 5 minutes of not winning anything like I did tonight. Woohoo! I'm just saving something in the cup. I forgot to do something, so I was just saving an image. So I'm actually rambling, so I cover myself so nobody knows. Good evening to Joanne Whitmore. There you go. Kev Whitmore's got us on the big telly, so Joanne has to watch as well. Hello. Say hello to Joanne Whitmore. There you go. Hope she heard us, Kev. If not, you'll have to replay it. So, where were we? So, we're going to jump into having a look at some of the images. And what we'll do, Jace, we'll go directly into your own images after we've looked at these ones. And we're going to start with the image that I was talking about moments ago. Now, this has been found today, and it was under a tree in a riverbank. And the word I was looking for before is decoration. Now, this is metal, and I haven't picked a good picture, but as you can see, there's decoration within it, and it's mighty fine decoration as well. Other images are far, far superior. I do apologise for picking the wrong one, but as you can see from that, Not 100% sure what it is in any way, shape, or form. It's been potentially classed as a helmet, which I think they've counted that out. This is putting it in position to possibly look like a gauntlet or even a breastplate. But I even said, is it a pewter tray that's been buried? And it was under roots as well, surprisingly. Not an old tree by the look of it, but even so, it was a tree. So anybody have any ideas what that decorate? I know you need to see better quality photographs, but sadly I've chose the wrong one. But that was from South Wales Today. So what am I doing? I'm doing that, and I'm opening them all. So these are all the images from a rally that was held last week. Is the screen sharing? Anybody? Where are we? There we are, screen sharing. Right. These are finds from a Celtic Stags dig this last weekend. I think about 10 people went out in South Wales, possibly less, don't quote me. But these are the images, and very nice they are too. Quite a few silver coins popped up, Hamid. As you can see, I think it was actually a Roman one. Again, Adrian's not here to help me. What's that? Sixpence. I can recognise that one. It says on it. Another Hamid. And again.
Some nice finds there.
This is definitely a Roman coin, because I actually had it playing around with the contrasts and what have you, and put it into different blues and reds, and you can see it far better in a different contrast. And that was the image I've just shown you. So that was this week's Celtic Stags this weekend. Oh, I've closed it. I wasn't meant to close it. I was supposed to go backwards. So now I can open these. No, you bloody... Oh, that's all right. So, Jason, these images, are they a mix of your own finds, or are these all from last
no, this
year's
is all from
dig?
the Ancaster dig, yeah.
I'm glad you said Ancaster. I had Ancaster on the tip of my tongue, but I thought I'm not going to say it because I'm bound to be wrong.
This is a cracking little find. It's only about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And they think it's an emperor, obviously. But when he got removed or died, they cut his body in half, folded over the bottom edge of the lead, and put it into to the ground as an offering.
I'm with you. Yeah. It's a beautiful piece. It's so ornate, and you can easily see what it is supposed to be. And obviously, it's so old that it's some of these fascinating finds that we bring out of the ground that they surprise you every time. Even something small and delicate as this.
I know. When the first picture came up on the group on the dig, I thought, well, this is going to be like, a big statue.
Yeah.
But when they brought it up to the tent, it was only like, it must have been about that big. But it's a gorgeous piece.
It is.
They think it's about 100 AD.
Right. Gorgeous.
It is.
Now this one as well. This reminds me of some of the pieces that Mike Smith was having in South Wales of the chariot. The ornate design. It's very similar to what he's got down there. So, what was this actually classed as?
I think this one was a Saxon broached. Yeah, I think that one was a Saxon brooch. I think the write-up in the Treasure Hunting magazine end of December, it tells you all the finds, because the local archaeologist who came on our dig, he's bless him, he's recording every single find. I think there's 750 finds. Brilliant. From that dig, and the 350 coins were found. So he's individually recording them for pass and putting it on their database for them.
That is, that relationship between archaeologists and metal detectorists is what the hobby needs, and for him to do that, to make your life easier, to make Pass's life easier, to make metal detecting life easier, it's phenomenal.
He even donated £500 to us.
Wow.
it was just an amazing weekend. He's got health problems himself, but where he's been working in the over the side of the hedge of the bottom field where we were finding all these finds, he's been digging this piece of land for 15 years, and he's had Saxon graves and in this piece of land, and that's why he was interested in our dig. But he photographed every single find and is recording every single find, and he said it was just amazing how we worked and how we wanted our finds recorded, and how the relationship he said it was just brilliant. It was the best weekend he's seen for finds for many years. He said a lot of them are rare as well, real early Roman coins which came up in perfect condition.
And singularly, that is passion. He's got a passion that some people will never know.
That's it, yeah. And he stayed for 7-8 hours a day for the whole weekend.
Brilliant. Nice Roman coin there.
Yeah, I'm not very good on my Roman, but I know this is
nor am I. I just know it's Roman.
This is a rare one. This is rare for the condition it is in. Yeah, it's very rare.
Somebody will probably say in the comments box, but sadly, all I can see at the moment is this picture. I can't see what's going on the screen otherwise, so I will obviously come back to that if we have time. And this is the reverse.
That's reverse, mate. Yeah. It's I can't remember what the date was for these. It was BC, I think these ones were. Yeah, these were, if I remember rightly, because it was such a blur the weekend, it just went mental. But yeah, these ones coming up were rare for the condition they're in. They're very rare. And I think 4 were found of that same emperor.
And I take it that's obviously that lovely Mr. Evan Hart. Is this the gentleman who's been recording the finds?
Yes, the chap next to Julian there. It's he's called John, and he came out in the fields. He sat there for hours and hours just photographing, taking photographs of everything. Went back home after the rally's finished, and he's just updating the past website as we speak with all of these finds. I think Julian said today, I think it was 740 finds in the end, which were photographed.
Well, at the end of the day, if he's been conducting an archaeological survey on the bottom half of the field, the other side of the fence, all the information, all the data that you're collecting is only going to help him and his research. Yeah,
he said, it's for the town of Lancaster, it's their local history. One chap even found a very rare Lancaster stater, which was the only third one to be found.
Wow!
And that's a cracking coin. It's so small, but the detail on it was amazing.
I think we might have the image of that. I think.
Yeah, I sent you the image on
right.
That. Yeah, it's got the crosses and the circles on it.
Right. Is that Saxon?
That Saxon come Roman, or Roman come Saxon. But the Archie and the Pass lady, they've said it's Saxon.
Is that missing 3 pieces off it that would have made it across?
I haven't got a clue, mate. I haven't got a clue.
Can you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from, the 3 points. But it's definitely a brooch, but it's a gorgeous piece.
Yeah. A nice size. And obviously this is, I'll zoom in a little bit.
Yeah.
But another fine array of rings, of Roman coins. See, I can recognise Roman.
Roman, mate.
Roman. Some little Roman brooches. Do you know what? I would have in the past just said that's a Roman brooch. But having been reading Finds Identified 2 from Greenlight Publishing, I can honestly now say I didn't realise there was as many bloody Roman brooches out there, types as in there, and it's by the book. By the book, you're never going to realise until you buy the book. It's phenomenal. No,
it's a great book.
Oh, absolutely phenomenal.
And
they're hammered coins.
Yeah, mate. They're running the mill, them, aren't they?
I don't know. I've only ever found 2. So where are we? I have to take that back down again, don't I? And scroll on. And that's the reverse of the
other side,
brooch.
there it is. Yeah.
That's the Ancaster Stater.
Yeah. There's only 2 ever been found before this one. And they think they were minted in Grantham. And it was a coinage for Ancaster, but there's only 2 others been found. Very, very rare coin.
Now, that
The
doesn't
detail-
look gold on the image, but I take it, is it gold?
Silver.
Oh, it's silver. I do
Yeah.
apologise.
Yeah.
You see, my inexperience of recognising things would have automatically presumed that staters are generally gold. So
It's
I've learned something.
So small, it's unreal. It fit on my finger now.
Yeah.
But the detail on it is just amazing.
It looks lovely, yeah. And again, this is the reverse of that.
Yeah.
Is it a horse with about 15 legs and a son above it?
I ain't got a clue, mate.
Down 15. Now, this is one of the people that you've set up metal detecting, one of the veterans.
Yeah, this is David. This is who I've been speaking to for a few months during lockdown. And that's who we're going to send to Ibiza for a PTSD retreat. Suffering real bad PTSD. And obviously he's into his metal detecting and history. And I thought, right, we can't send him there. What should we do? And this is why I've set it up, to help veterans in need. I thought, right, let's get him a whole bundle. Spoke to our sponsors, Crawford's and Crawford South, and said, look, can I buy a whole setup for him? And they just bunged in quite a lot of free extras. So there's a hat off to them as well. But yeah, he's got it all set up. He's been going out, he's still learning the machine, but like he said, he's out. He's out detecting. He does 4 12-hour shifts at work a week as well, which doesn't help. But like he said, he needs a job to pay the bills.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, in his spare time,
now them gloves you've got there, I can't wear. My fingers are too fat. Back to Ancaster. Ancaster, got it right. And another beautiful, ornate little something.
Roman disc brooch. Yeah, that was gorgeous, that one as well. The finds came up in lovely condition.
Good soil.
A good soil, yeah. And
this is another one of the vets.
Yeah, this is another one of vets. He got scammed from someone who sold him a dodgy machine. He put a post up on the group asking, if anyone's got any old Roman coins, they could send him to clean because he's suffering from his PTSD, not being able to get out metal detecting. And I saw a metal detector for sale for a good price. And I spoke to the chap, and he said, "Look, I'll give it you with a discount. I'll send it to him, get it, make sure it's working, and then you pay me when it's up and working." Which was an amazing gesture.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he's out now detecting, but that's what we want to do. That's what our aim is to get more and more veterans out.
Absolutely.
Metal detecting, but also we do welfare as well. So we've had a couple vets on the group who are struggling with home life. They're not earning, they can't claim the benefits. So we've helped them out financially, and we've pointed them in the right directions to the charities we support. And one of the charities, the veterans charities, they paid all of his heating and water bills. They paid for a 2-week food shop for him and some extra clothing.
Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. So we are coming to the end of lockdown. We are hopefully going to be the last lockdown. We're hopefully going to start progressing. If it's correct about all these injections that they're going to be able to give us to make us stop being ill in the future, we're hopefully going to be out and about more so. So what's next for Detecting for Veterans? What's your next aim?
I'm on the road next Thursday, mate. I've got
Fantastic.
I'm down to Oakhampton next Saturday to look at a 150-acre farm for a dig, with more land involved. Then on the Sunday, I'm holding a dig in Shaftesbury on a farm with 100 acres pasture, and they've got a 11th century castle on ruins on site, which is protected, so we've got to stay clear of that. In the week after, I'm in Lincolnshire to do the recce for the summer rally. Then I'm over to Swansea to do a recce on the Saturday. Then hopefully the Oakhampton dig will be our Christmas dig. Then obviously I'm just door knocking, and obviously the regional admins will start going out soon once I've got their ID sorted and a few forms to fill in. So yeah, so lots planned, but it's just waiting for the go ahead to see if we can go.
Well, if you're ever in the Cheshire, Staffordshire, Derbyshire area, I'll certainly be over quick as a shot to offer any assistance I can.
Yes, mate.
No problem there.
We'll be up that way. I've got a few contacts to speak to. I might have a 25,000 acre estate in Yorkshire to speak to. Well, I am speaking to them. They've just got to get back to me. Herefordshire, there's a few farms there who are interested. I've got a few meetings with a family who want to fund us. I can't go into much, but yeah, they want to fund the group, which is exciting news. Yeah, there's a lot planned for next year. A lot planned. We want to get these courses running, so we want to buy 10 setups to get these courses running, to get the veterans involved. See if they like the hobby. Then what we're going to do is, if they like the hobby, then what we'll pair them up with someone in their area, and get them to go out a few times. And then if they want to carry on with the hobby, we'll buy them a setup.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic what you're doing, young man. Definitely kudos to that. And
it's not just me, you know, it's our supporters as well, you know.
I was going to say, obviously the rest of the group as well, and obviously there's a hierarchy and admin level. I know there's somebody else that there was a friend of mine who's still in a very bad way, to be honest. They're looking at funding for his house to have stair lifts and what have you put in because he couldn't come home. He's home now. He's a lot better, but he's still not perfect. He's actually going metal detecting in his wheeled chariot now at the moment, wheeling along in the field, getting stuck. His wife has pushed him out. Big lad as well, Colin. So, I spoke to yourself and I tried to communicate with somebody else. I think I'd done it all the wrong way. I got the wrong people though that time because they didn't get back to me the one you put me in contact with. So sadly that didn't come off. But as I say, Colin, in the end, he's got home and it's all been sorted out. So he's getting out and about. But seeing somebody going from bigger than me, and I mean bigger than me, taller than me, strapping late 50s, 60-year-old man to somebody who is now in a chariot. 2 years ago, he was detected in the fields, and now he's doing it in a chariot. Again, I could see where his mental health has suffered in the past. So, kudos to all that you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Just to say hello to Marcus Regton in the group. I've only just spotted it on there, and to Scott and Kimmy DeBay, and to Rob Random, and to anybody else who I have missed. Unfortunately, tonight's a little bit shorter than normal because of commitments from Luke, and obviously, sadly, my wingman hasn't been able to be with us tonight either. So, Jason, have you got anything that you want to add or point anybody to anything in specific?
Yeah, if you want to join our group,
find us on
Facebook.
I know what we haven't done. Luke, can you share the screen and then he can tell us about this? There you go. You're detecting for veterans Just Giving page.
So because we're a CIC, we're allowed to fundraise like a charity. So we've got set up a Just Giving page for anyone who wants to make a donation. And obviously, once we've got enough on the page, then we can buy another setup. You know, you don't have to spend lots of money. It's been hard to get funding, but as you can see, there has been some lovely payments come through. But like I said, I've got a meeting with a family who want to fund us, so that's very exciting as well. That could go a long way.
Well, I know it's a difficult time for people at the moment, not only because of everything that's going on, but also people who have been furloughed or people who are out of work. But if you are able to support Detecting for Veterans, I think the best way for myself and Jason to point you towards this is for Jason to share the link again on the Detecting for Veterans Facebook page, and obviously you'll be able to pick it up on there.
Yeah, definitely. And other metal detecting groups are open as well. Seven Seekers UK, Sean MacDonald, they do their fortnightly raffles. Now it's a business. Now he's allowed to do it properly. And with Crawford's, they're donating 10% a month to us from their takings. So
Brilliant.
Last week we got £342, 5%.
Fantastic.
Yeah, amazing gesture. That will help us run the CIC. And once we can get the digs coming in, then we can start going, right, this veteran needs help. This veteran wants to come in, so we can buy him a setup. So yeah, it's coming to plan, but with COVID,
well, don't forget anything that we can do. I mean, it's going to be advertising, it's going to be pushing news stories, etc., etc. But and obviously advertising your events. Anything we can do, can't help you monetarily because I can't help myself. But anything that we can do otherwise, please let myself or Luke know, and be sure to assist as much as we can.
I will do, mate.
We'll put adverts out on the show for the viewers and what have you. And again, I think the viewers themselves, being such a worthy cause, they will disseminate it themselves to their friends, family, and groups.
The website will be up and running fully soon, and the Just Go Giving will be on there as well. I've just hacked today. The payment gateway for the merchandise and events is getting put on, so everything will be up and running soon on there. So if anyone wants to have a look at the website, they can. If they want to join the group, you don't have to be an armed forces veteran serving. You can be anyone you want. Just as long as you want to help us to get more veterans involved in metal detecting or come on our digs, what we've got planned in the future, then you're more than welcome.
Fantastic. Well, I'm going to end the show now. Thank you, obviously, especially to Jason Massey for joining us tonight. It's been a fantastic show. Again, my thoughts are with Adrian Gaylor, to the lovely Mr. Nick West. Hope Mrs. West's okay. And to, I can't remember his name now. I do apologise. Let me quickly go on to my messages off Luke. I think it was Stuart Fitzgerald, and if I've got that right, I owe myself a drink. It's Stuart Fitzpatrick. I was nearly right. To Stuart Fitzpatrick, get well soon as well. And obviously, everybody pop onto the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine website. A lot going on there at the moment, and more to come. You'll find us all the time on the Big Detecting Show. All the news and stuff will be on there. Next week, we've got a big show. We've got Mr. Keith Westcott from the Association of Detectorists, because as we sit on the fence and we show unbiased, it's only fair for us to bring Keith on to discuss the organisation and tell us about the aims and the future of the organisation as well. So we look forward to that greatly next week. Yeah, I'm hoping it will. And I'm hoping that people do give him a fair chance to speak as well. Because there's been a lot of things bandied about. So we'll look forward to that greatly. So, Jason, again, thanks for everything. Good luck to yourself and to the organisation. Again, anything you need, give us a shout. Don't forget our merchandise. It's great. Look at me. I'm a fat bloke. Look at us in our merch. And thanks, obviously, to the most important person here, Mr. Luke Higgins, who is producing the show. So we'll speak to you all next week. Have a great week, and we will see you 8 o'clock next week. Thanks again, Jason, and good night.
Good night, everyone. Cheers.
And I mean, that's the good thing about detectoring. The next thing you find, it could be just a piece of junk like we had earlier, or it could be the thing you've been, searching for your whole life, really. The find of the century. Or it could be another bomb. You never know. I was digging footings in the back garden with my dad for a greenhouse with my dad, and we found a coin, a little coin which turned out to be a Roman coin, and so we took we took that to the FLO, the fines liaison officer at the local museum, and they were very interested. And apparently, it was a rare coin. They made it part of the collection, and there was a picture of me and my dad in the paper actually for that week, and everybody knew who I was at school. It was quite good. It's quite good being having found something special and old, and I like that. Ever since my dad died, my mum has been quite sick quite a lot of the time, so I do spend quite a bit of time looking after her when I'm at home. She says I should probably get out more and socialise, but I've never been much of a people person, to be honest. I'm happy here, really, on the beach with the seagulls. Yeah, it's definitely a very strong reading on the detector. It's quite big. Come and have a look. Come and have a look at this. Yeah. Come and have a look at this.
What is it, Tom? Tom, what is it, Ray?
I'm Dave D, and you're watching XP Team USA.